Hi, guys. Good morning. Happy Saturday, November the 12th. My name is Melissa DeCourcy. I'm a nutritionist and a personal trainer here in Richardson, Texas. Um, Today, I want to talk about a trend that I'm seeing, which is the motivation to live or a lack thereof. I'm seeing this from peers my own age in their 30s, um, kids that I'm training in their teens, and also people that are training 50s, 60s, 70s. um, what's the point of improving ourselves or trying or getting out of bed and eating right? And what's the point of making big changes in our lives where something externally could happen and it would all just come crashing down again? And this is an understandable question. It's an understandable state of mind. Fushi, my dog is in the background. I don't know how to point to the dog. Anyway, that's my dog, Fushi. She does not have this problem of the motivation to live. She has a very good life. Um, but so it's an understandable state of mind. We as a society have been through trauma um, since 2020 lockdowns. We have, and even before that in our own private lives, there's a lot of just trauma that it seems that we're all trying to recover from. And it seems like this uphill climb that is never ending. So, how do we escape this? How do we find that motivation to get out of bed? How do we encourage ourselves to find that motivation to eat well and to work out and to sleep well and to improve our relationships with other people and to make really difficult decisions to improve our lives, to become better people? What's the point when it seems like everyone around us may not be doing the same thing? How do we escape the crowds? The answer for me has come with finding the Orthodox Church. For a long time, I was searching for God. I grew up very angry at God. I loved calling myself an atheist, and I partied. I mean, I really lived it up. Living every day like it's your last. That these kind of worldly, secular ideas I really embraced. Of you only live once. And all it did was damage me and traumatize me in the long run, whether it came to the partying, certainly, the drinking, the eating, um, the bad relationships, not entering into relationships with care and caution. When I finally had a massive break and really did lose that, got to that low point, that's when I started searching for God around 2015. I got really low, really low. There just didn't seemingly nothing to live for. And I started searching for God. And that's when I started pursuing all these different kinds of thoughts, really exploring mysticism, Eastern mysticism. I really got into yoga. This helped for a little while. It got me in check with my own body. But the motivation was purely out of for aesthetical feats, for aesthetical reasons. I wanted to look good. And ultimately, you break an arm and your journey's over. And where does your motivation to live go? So this brings me back to the God search. I was super blessed to be into conspiracies. So while I was maintaining the search for God, I also was really looking for truth in all things. I was reading a lot of David Icke. I was into David Wilcock on Gaia TV. I really wanted the truth of the universe and the world and what we're doing here. And I was exploring conspiracy and who's manipulating our world because something didn't seem right. And through the conspiracy world, I caught on to this idea of orthodoxy through Jay Dyer's videos. I immediately realized that this is what I had been hiding from, is the authentic expression of Christianity, the acknowledgement of Jesus Christ and in the Trinity, right? And since I had that realization, it really was night and day shift of going from struggling. I wanted to find God. I mean, I would say before realizing that orthodoxy was correct. I was so dedicated to finding the truth that is why I got out of bed. I wanted to know what the truth was. And now, after I found orthodoxy, I get out of bed because I feel like I'm responsible and will be held accountable for the actions I've taken. So every moment is a chance for me to redeem myself in a way, to improve in God's eyes, to become closer to Him, to purify. After being baptized in August of 2021, it truly does feel like there has been a change. And every person I meet, I am responsible for behaving in a way that would be worthy of Christ to see on that last day. So that is what has healed and is healing and will continue to heal me as long as I still have another day on this planet. Prior to orthodoxy, I felt lost, very confused. I considered myself spiritual. I believed in negative forces, positive spiritual forces, but I didn't have a context for them. And I didn't have a reason to be good, if you will. There is something to be said about waking up and looking at a picture of Christ's icon and recognizing that you are a servant, or I am a servant now for a much higher plan. That it is not me who is in charge anymore. I am not responsible for understanding every little thing. It's just the basics in life to take care of. And that is so much work, and it fulfills such a place in my heart that I never knew existed. Orthodoxy has also opened me up to a family. I come from a broken place. I've been estranged from my family for a few years now, which was horrific loneliness. And since I have joined the Orthodox Church, a whole family has become available. So there is protection, there is community, there's food, there is camaraderie when we do the fasts together. So it's almost like it is a therapy. I believe I'm in almost a therapy camp, right, for recovering from the life that I have lived prior to orthodoxy. So that is a little bit about my journey. I have quit yoga completely, as the messaging is incorrect, and it can lead one astray. While the postures, the stretching itself may be harmless, continuing to go to studios and opening your mind to your teachers, allowing for that openness and receptivity of their message to influence you over time, can degrade your sense of self. So I have completely gone from being a yoga teacher, someone who really believed in yoga, to putting up a wall and saying, no. That was a very difficult thing to do. And there are days where I miss it. I miss being in the studio. I miss teaching. And at the same time, a lot of the reason I enjoyed teaching was, yes, it makes the body feel good. Yes, it's great to be in shape. But yes, also there's pride there. And it's not healthy. And there was always that sense when I was practicing that there was a lie in there somewhere. I'm so much happier to be a part of the church. I feel so much more grounded. When I was practicing yoga prior to finding orthodoxy, I truly believed these messages that you need to have mindfulness and meditation and mantras and breathing exercises. And while some of that may be true to an extent to help with things like anxiety and bring you back to being grounded, or bring you to a place of groundedness if one is not there, it is a very dangerous place to hang out. Whereas Orthodoxy in Christ grounds you to your purpose and to what you need to do every day to please Him. The peace of mind comes with that as like a side order, right? You order the Christ spirituality and you automatically get that groundedness. When I was doing yoga, it was like I could scientifically get myself to being grounded through these practices. And it never worked. As a matter of fact, I was more upset in life and more confused. But the world kept telling me, oh, this is great. You're so healthy. You do these breathing practices and these yoga poses. But really, in the inside, I felt chaos. So that is a little bit of my conversion story. If anyone has any questions, about Orthodoxy, about the authentic Christianity expression, I would recommend reading Orthodoxy and the Religion of the Future by Father Seraphim Rose, or Nihilism by Father Seraphim Rose. Those books really turned me around and got me in the door of an Orthodox church pretty quickly. Really lit a fire under my feet. So I hope you guys have a beautiful Saturday. That's all I have to say about the motivation to live. If you are experiencing those issues, I certainly understand. I have been there. I know how it feels to not see the point. And I hope that this talk has helped. And I hope that you start to explore the Orthodox Church. Bye.